Matrim is amazing at everything he does. But one of the two of us came here with a cowboy hat.
And the boots, and the belt buckle.
Look, we're rocking ostrich right now. We're walking on birds. And I'm out here wondering, I get to watch these.
Never have I seen Poro so offended before. Should have been me.
It's fine.
You know what? That's all good.
If it's going to be anybody else, let it be the other Texan. Well, we are back in, and we are getting ready to go as the stage rises up once again.
Oh, yeah.
We are heading over to Rondo. Get to see the stadium off in the distance there.
Yes, sir. Rise up for Rondo, as this is where we're going. Jadina City, beautiful skyscrapers abound, but no players ever go there. This time around they might, because the plane is down towards the far southeast. Only one of them, I should add as well, as for those of you guys who for whatever reason don't know, sometimes we get 2 planes on Rondo, but no, this time around it's just the single one. All the players getting locked in, ready to go to get this third game going.
A beautiful fly through there.
Oh, yes.
Take a look at the waterfall as plane flies across the map. A lot of teams already jumping out before halfway, and you see Sharper. You talked about Jadina City. Well, maybe getting a little bit of love here this time from the boys in Sharper, and the Expendables just off to the north.
Proper Jadina City ending.
We're never going to get
I
it,
know we won't, but just like I'm
it.
never going to get to cast a Miram Island ending, this is going to be my my new Miram Island.
That's fair.
Yep.
That's fair. It
Someday,
could be your white whale.
Someday.
It could be your white whale. You chase it as long as you live. But I would love to see it as well. I'd love to see that verticality in play.
Yep, it would be fun. Nonetheless, here we have it, team spread out. And for a third game in a row, no real early game shenanigans. We do have BB and Rock landing close to one another, but no vehicles being contested this time around. Should be pretty safe.
Okay. All right, love to see that. Well, BB team get to loot up in their preferred spot after taking those shots from Rock. The circle will pop, and, well, tried and true. Let's go back up to test track. It's going to be hugging a little bit on the southern side this time.
Never have I ever. A test track circle on Rondo? What?
Yeah, well, it is what it is.
Yep. You know what? It's fine.
To be fair, we haven't been seeing too much of them lately.
True.
So, you know, we'll just call it like a nice warm, fuzzy blanket.
Now,
go back to it.
How did Change the Game get eliminated is my question. I'm kidding. There's a graphics update. We're going to get that sorted. So we do, in fact, have all players alive as the zip gun comes in. We haven't really seen that have too much impact over the first 2 games here either. But who knows? Maybe if we do end up in test track proper or the Neox factory, we get some people zipping their way up on the rooftops.
There are places to play.
Definitely.
That
Definitely.
are inaccessible. It is, you know, I don't know. Obviously, these guys probably know it like the back of their hand as much as they play the game. But there's definitely some stuff you can play up there and kind of take some people by surprise. We'll see if it comes into play. Probably won't, but every now and then you never know.
I mean, if it creates an off angle for you that you can utilize for game mode 2, then by all means, go for it. We love to see it. Who better to showcase what the different util can be used for than the best players in the world?
Absolutely. Well, Falcons, they've got all the real estate in the world down in the Southwest after their big win there in game number 2. Let's see if they can keep that momentum going here on to Rondo. As they have a few teams left in front of them, but I think T1 is going to center more up towards the middle, so that might open up a pathway through Yulin and get them a little bit of an easier path here. As 17 going to finish up a test track and move just off to the west.
Yep, Xiao Wu being dropped off by Xiaobei. They'll try and see if they can maintain their 2-2 split. Smart for Xiaobei to bring the vehicle back down towards the south, because I believe Xiao Wu had an extra vehicle waiting for him up there. As Zip Gun still in the hands of Lil Ghost. Maybe he's experimenting, seeing what he can do. Maybe get on the roof of this building, which would be nice. Good info to gather early on with their very, very circle center position as well. This would be a pretty good spot to sit in for info.
Yeah, interesting loadout he's got there. We'll see if he sticks with it. CTG, meanwhile, very much alive.
Oh, yes.
And very much finding themselves plenty of time on this northwestern side up in Nanchuan, as there's nobody really sniffing around in that area. In fact, I think they are pretty much the only team north of the river at this point. Excrozit, meanwhile, course, Sharper going to do a little pre-scouting with the rest of the boys as they are finally now leaving Jadina City. They will be chasing down the backs of the Expendables who have just arrived in the southeastern part of the circle.
And I mean, not saying that this isn't something they would have done regardless of how the first 2 games turned out, but to the unknown viewer, it comes across as great adaptability. Their main issue for Sharper was being able to keep 4 guys alive through the first rotation, and what better way to try and secure your first couple of moves by having a guy up in the air and sat there making sure that there's a safe passage for your players to rotate through. So a smart little adjustment for Sharper, should that be the case here.
Yeah, game 1 they lost 1 as they rotated directly into Gen.G, and then in game 2 they get backfilled as they make their way out of ES9 and lose 1 that way. So, yeah, it's I don't want to go back to Toby's tips from game number 2, but making your way into the late game with 4 players alive is definitely a is on the checklist.
We now know what our plaques are going to say when we get rewarded. 4 alive is better than 3 alive. You heard it here first, kids.
There you go.
You heard it here first. Now, these circles are always interesting because I think circle, what should we call it? Superstition plays into it. The fact that these never go north means that a lot of people are banking on Neox test track in and around there. So even if, for now, there's the statistical, well, I guess equal chance that the next couple of circles could go up there, we're going to, I would imagine, see maybe 1 team end up on the northern side of this river by the time Phase 2 pops. That would almost guaranteedly be Buram, if they even end up staying.
Yeah, everybody just, and you see it on Rondo and Tego especially, is that in a lot of circles you'll see them more, spread out around the edges, around the middle. If your drop spot was well outside the zone, you take your time, you come in, play around the edges. But this one, since it's so well known and everybody knows where the heat map is on this one, you see so many, all the teams that are already there 6 minutes, almost 7 minutes in, are going towards the center, dead center, as you said, south of the river, but also farther north of the southern border of this zone. Nobody really opting towards playing the edges here because everybody knows if you can get a compound in there, this is, it's gonna help you out a lot more towards the late game.
And for those of you guys wondering what in the world are these 2 guys talking about, make sure to have the map stream open, !map, and you will have a much better viewing experience with preferably both main and map feed open, where you can keep track of all these rotations coming through, because they are pretty important to keep track of in understanding how and where teams how they like to rotate through. And for BB team, as we've seen so many times before, they play it slow, they take their time out on the edge of the circle. I'm not sure if they just gave him a extra gas can so that he can land and scout forward, but they are as slow as can be, and this time around compared to last game, 4 alive in the early game, which is better than 3.
Might have been them doubling up.
Could be.
We'll see. Anyway, it's look, they've got all the space in the world. They're coming from that northern side. They've got,
but they don't work
that much. Well, that's true. But Kickstart and the rest of the boys, they taking their time as well. Kickstart the farthest and actually the closest to the blue. So the rest of the team just going to wait for him. Go ahead and get ahead of them to do their scouting from the skies. We've always had that question. Is it better to have one of your best shooters be in the glider, or is it better to have your IGL or somebody like that in the glider that can just kind of position your shooters in a better location?
The player with the best eyes.
Okay.
Because that's 99.9% of what that role does. I know that we get some pretty hype DMR shots from gliders every now and again down on the ground, but this is 99% scouting. Info gathering and being able to relay that to your team, whether you're the IGL feeding the info from here directly to the entire team, or if you're the scout set up here feeding it to the IGL and then process it and feeds it to the rest of the team. I think you need the more cerebral guy up in the air. And Toyo, well, they got the tank out. The BRDM is in play. We'll see if they can make use of it, or if it's even going to stay alive to the end game.
Right now, their current issue is that they are on the eastern side of this river, and Sharper is kind of in a spot where they can do a little gatekeeping. So
definitely,
we'll see. It looks like Toyo's very comfortable in just, I mean, especially when they have that BRDM, just hang out on that eastern side, wait for the next pop, see where you have to go. Meanwhile, an E-pickup has been popped.
That's Delwyn.
From the Expendables. Yeah, Delwyn. The rest of the team nowhere really near that. I think this is mostly
info.
Info gathering, and I don't think. I mean, even if this did hard shift over to the west,
it's either because he sat down low right now, and there's a big mountain on his western side, so it's either just an extended zip line to the mountaintop, or it's him scouting it in advance. And oh my, is he gonna need to scout in advance? Because look at this western hard shift. Buriram, the only one really blessed who's outside the circle, because they're just gonna insta backfill the rotation they just did to try and make their way back west. But for everyone else, there are so many funnels that you're gonna be forced to drive through. And if you're Na'Vi or 17 out on the edge, the two teams miles ahead of everyone else right now, they're gonna be feasting on teams coming through.
And already I'm saying, look at the spot that AGAL is in. That is that compound right there on the roadside, just to the south of the stadium. We've seen that become a huge player so many times in the past in circles like this. We'll see if it continues that same direction as the stadium circles go. Delwyn did take the E pickup, and he is up in the skies. He'll drop down towards the center as Dickleton and the rest of the Falcons have found their way in. They've also found a doozy flying around.
I was going to say, Delwyn can only fly so far because his teammates are like, bro, we can't keep up. We need to try and dodge and weave all these teams down below. And he's actually been forced to leave quite early, but now he comes down to the ground. So said Panzerfaust in hand. Will connect, but not enough to take out Duck Juice. And now the push comes through to follow.
Oh, no, the rest of Na'Vi. Rest of Na'Vi in vehicles, and if Sosic can keep this going here just a little bit longer, he's gonna have support. He's only got 5 HP. The peak not coming through. He'll go down in the end of Clories, and the rest of Na'Vi have now arrived, but it's only Fairest.
They're trying to collapse in the building, but they're doing so too little, too late. Sosic already down now. More damage is coming through. Extends down. Fairest down. Duck Juice doing God's work with nades in hand. Will throw with the third as well, and Hakatori is only now coming down to try and fortify, but I don't think there's a world where he makes this happen, and no, he has to dip. He has to concede this one, and this ain't the game that Na'Vi was hoping for sure.
Man, that is rough. That is absolutely brutal. And I mean, the Expendables pay the price. Oh, and Hakatori gets spotted by Flame too, so he can't even stay alive for the late game. So there you go, one of our lobby leaders down very early here on Rondo.
If there's a team you don't want to reactivate, I mean, we're talking world champions right now. Expendables not off to the most aggressive start of this tournament. 9 points is what they were able to get on the first 2 rankles, but getting 3 points early on here. I know they lose 1, but now with a decent east side position as well. They might be onto something here on Rondo, even if they're down to 3.
We'll see. Rock Esports hugging that southern wall. They still got plenty of room around themselves to play with, but BB team rather, best of luck. And the rest of his boys just off to the north. So we'll have to keep an eye there. Khan and the rest of Buriram still coming in from that northern side.
Yeah.
Looks like Khan will spot out that the river crossing is free. Now he will spot out Gike, Quizzy playing around on that hillside. Other than that, it looks like Buriram coming in very late from the north. Going to be fairly safe.
It's a good player to try and suppress, because if they come up and claim this hillside now, Quizzy up to stay, but look at the minimap. They're all sending it. They know it's a solo trying to make his way away from here. Quizzy is running for his vehicle, but there's an entire team pulling up this hillside down to just 14 health now. 3 cars coming in. There should be no way that Quizzy survives that. No, he doesn't. Great read from Khan in this guy, and great call to say, guys, he's not leaving. We're going to get this for free, and nothing GK can do to try and fix it.
No, there really wasn't. And another hard shift now to the west. And Stadium Circle it is, and that compound that I called out earlier from AGAL, dead center. And they are in a good position here as everybody off to the east, off to the north, now having to find their way in. Nobody in Stadium proper as Buriram about the closest. They're just hanging around the edges. Looks like Gike, now that they've lost 1, will go ahead and pull into the houses just off to the south of the stadium. You see 17 trading shots with BB team.
And it's an extra horrible circle for Gike too. I mean, the fact that they had everything to their disposal, but the loss of Quizzy now makes their ability to spread out and take control so much worse, being just down to 3. So we'll see what they can make of it now, forced into the smaller houses in the southwest side of the stadium.
A number of teams just running into each other right now changed the game. Fortunate that they were able to make their way through Gen.G. And so far, so good, but Bean still has eyes over in that direction. The rest of Gen.G over in Bamboo, just off to the east. So they're not 4 strong, so Bean being very, very careful about how aggressive he wants to play here.
Yeah, it's an awkward situation. He ran out for the level 3 gear, I believe, and then when he sees an entire team rock up, it's like, I gotta do something to suppress. I can't just run back towards my teammates, but able to do just that and get back safely too.
Expendables have popped a E-pickup, but they are also getting a revive. They're getting their knocked man, and they will be back up to full strength if they can get back into this zone. Remember, they dropped earlier, ran into Navi, lost 1. Now they will try to get him back on his feet as Toyo, still with that BRDM, coming from the north side. The stadium itself, again, still completely empty. They do have game start win just off to the east.
If you wonder why the Toyo rotation was a bit late, well, that kind of passed us in the game, so we gotta play it safe in the meantime. Crashing from the sky is Sharpa, but they will be all right. Thunders is here to pick up his teammates, so they should be good out towards the west. Actually, a nice 2-2 split.
Nice
They've got set up right now, able to rev all the way around and claim that for themselves.
Good spot for them, but the south is starting to get really stacked here. You got Falcons 17, BB team, and now full send, all in that same compound just off to the south. We'll see if that pops off here anytime soon.
I mean, why do we go there? Water on the north, mountains in the north. We have mountains out west as well. This next circle should go towards that southeast if the game wants to do at least what we expect it to. So that will be why teams are daring to go into a less optimal position, just saying, this is what we're doing. And for Toyo, you know what? This is the best way to clear a position. Just, I'm going to come in with my BRDM. If you're going to shoot me, well, we know where you are. I'm just going to send my troops on you. But not the case this time around. The circle actually goes southwest this time around. Okay. Even a bit of the water still in the mountains up northeast.
It's still, again, a hard western shift as the Expendables. You see Delwyn flying through. The rest of the squad, they'll go all the way to the western edge of this circle. Sharper, they'll see this. Let's see if they decide to act on it. They have a great compound, though, so there's no reason for them to really do anything. So this might work out great for the Expendables, although Rock also spot them as well.
I mean, this circle benefiting Rock really hard. They have all the space in the world between them and the teams out east due to the field being down below. They need to make the most of this game, and they're already doing it right now. Delvin first of all, but now the fights are taking place on the southeast side. It's BB team versus Full Sense. Lucy falling down early on. Phil First trying to peek around, able to get one with the nade.
How? Phil First, that car just bounced around to where he could not land those shots onto Belmoth. Belmoth trying to be the tip of the spear, pushing in. BB team, though, working well around this compound. Molodok down to no HP, but now Gen.G, they smell blood in the water. They're going to come right on as Thanadol tries to rejoin his team, but Gen.G coming at the perfect time to take Full Sense by surprise.
Fights out on the edge of the circle like this have to be completed faster, and right now they're feeling the hurt from it. All 3 teams actually taking casualties as Gen.G are now the one on the receding end of a lot of heat. Heather able to get the knock with the arm take up in rest, able to find one more here as well. As BP team saying, screw this, we're out taking the, trying to take the E-pick up in the smoke and get out here, and they might just be able to do so.
Oh my goodness. The great escape from BB team. How do they get away with this? But they do. Flame still alive for Gen.G. Full Sense knows exactly where he is. But Tigger, you're down to almost no HP here as that blue zone is hurting. Flame will have to stop down here to use that first aid kit again as you see Edie from Buriram spot out one from GSW. Flame will win the fight. And that is Gen.G picking up another point, but does he have time to get the heal off? I don't think he does, and he will try to get one more. But he doesn't get it.
Yeah, nope, not going to happen. Falls down. As a matter of fact, yes, he did. He was able to get the kill right before he goes down, so an extra point secured as Gen.G 2 get eliminated. 2 Chinese teams now fighting one another as change the game and game start win. Battle it off. Game start win will fall 13th place for them. And now Buriram are the next one on the chopper block.
Oh, Buriram. They are in some trouble. I think it's just down to Khan.
Yep.
And he's got Geek and Change the Game all looking over in that direction. The only thing he's got going for him is maybe Geek and Change the Game will be focused on each other. And we'll miss him making his way down through those trees. New circle's going to pop, and there you go. It's going to fall right on top of Toyo, who have that mountain to play with. And all of a sudden, the AG compound has been pushed out. But look at Falcons T117. This has to come to a head. And who will be the one that survives out of this? And BB Team is still in this. Anyway, we're going to listen to 17 Gaming as they try to sort their way out of this southeastern spot.
对，我们踩位置卡反卡 FOC。
别说，来了，
左边那个3标300有个，
我知道，我在防这个。
他被把烟填上，一会儿给我们封过点烟。
没烟，他用完了，兄弟。
你再找一下，包很多。
我找一下。
Even if we don't speak Chinese, it doesn't take much understanding of velocity to figure that they're in a pretty dicey spot right now. You said who's going to come out alive? I'm afraid to say my answer is probably going to be none of them. Because even if you survive this initial brawl and you might get close to placement points, you still have a rotation to make Xiaobei just exactly able to get back down behind that vehicle. But Circle is closing in, and both these teams are now going to be in trouble. Tiggleton, though, with a double.
That is huge for Tig as he gets 2. But the problem for the Falcons right now is that Rock is just free farming. They can stare down at this Toyo as well, just looking down in this direction. As soon as Falcons leaves their compound, they just get lit up like a Christmas tree. There's also fights going on in the north as CTG and Geek now finally starting to pop off. BB Team, after the great escape, are now 3 strong, and they are taking a fight with Sharper.
And the entire edge is lit on fire. Toyo is chilling in the middle, and so are Rock. Everyone else fighting to try and stay alive here. Xiaoru, solo player, left alive for 17 Gaming, tries to make his way through this Falcons defense, but they're 3 up, soon to be 4 again. Yes, H-Win does get rest, but now for Falcons, do you stay out here looking for the last player from 17, or do you go? I mean, this is tough, and now Rock is starting to look this direction as well. What do you do if you're inside Falcons?
They've got to go. Kickstar gets spotted out, but doesn't go down. Nice spray for Xiao Wu, and he's going to go down to the zone in the end. So that'll be the good news for Falcons is that they know their backs are clear, but where do you go? Got to make a move. Rock is looking over in that direction as well.
Huge as well for Falcons, because look at the leaderboard. 4 out of the top 5 has been eliminated already, and Falcons are well aware of this. So this is their chance to extend what could become a first-place lead if they get a good finish in this game. But look at where they are.
It's not great.
They got a gutter in the middle of the open. A trench, you can barely even call it. You have to be crouched in order to not be seen from the other side.
It's not great, but it's survivable, and that's all that they need right now. Has pretty much everything other than them. I mean, they have control over the east now. All gamers have left their compound. They've sent 3 up to the north, but they've sent Haisaki down to the south, looking over in this direction. Obviously, Falcons not super comfortable where they were, but it was a place that they could stop long enough to heal, and now they've got a little bit of a foothold into this next zone, which has popped right dead center once again.
Is it worrying that there's a full health BRDM in the center of this next circle?
I mean, you're not excited about it, that's for sure.
It's a little terrifying because everyone's going to be playing on foot from now on. We'll see when it gets utilized. It's pretty good for cover for now, I would say. But also, honestly, I'm surprised Rock hasn't done more to try and prevent Falcons from getting inside the circle. Maybe they've been afraid that Expendables were going to wrap on the western side of them, but they've been playing it very carefully, and now they're the ones outside circle. Falcons with the foothold inside.
Yeah.
So Rock, I was hoping to see a little bit of that South American aggression, but
I think
holding on the brakes for now.
I think Toyo may have taken a few shots down there, but only speculative, not really putting a super bunch of pressure, but it was enough to really kind of pump the brakes on Rock. Any plans that they may have had. Meanwhile, all gamers push right on the doorstep of Toyo. Capitan and Benya looking off to the north, trying to see if they can get involved. Haisaki is going to go down to Shrimzy, and now all gamers starting to wrap around on that that low side of the mountain. They're going to come face to face with Falcons.
And if Rock weren't going to aggress before, now they have to. If you realize that all gamers Global and Falcons are fighting on the north side, you need to swing on this. You need to third party. Let's see if they're going to do exactly that. Kickstart is going to fall. Him as falls as well as they peek on over. Shrimsy able to find one more as Tycon falls.
Huge, and they're getting a little bit of support here from BB Team.
Yeah.
Off in range on the north side. They got shots into the back of All Gamers. Destroy now the last player left alive, and Rock is able to make the push here before the res can come through on a kickstart.
Has H-Win gone unnoticed? He's still down in the gutter on the eastern side. If they don't realize that he's there, he could see 1, 2, maybe even 3 and take him out. They're all on top of each other and they're running straight past him.
Oh boy, kickstart is down, Tickleton's down. Shrimsy's going to retreat, try to get the res onto Tickleton. H-Win waiting for his time to strike, but Shrimsy is going to get spotted by Phil first, and now H-Win is the last player left alive for the Falcons. Will try to come up, but he will get spotted out, and Falcons are out in 7th place.
We don't see everything here, but I really feel like there was a chance for H-Win to get a couple of knocks in this position. Might have been that his angle was off since he stayed prone for a bit there, but unlucky timing for them, and finally great move by Rock to go up and go aggressive.
Toyo starting to get more active as well. Rock manages to clean up that fight. They've got 5 kills for themselves now as the Expendables making their way in from the west side. So Toyo has to make a decision. They're getting pinched from the east and the west. You got to put all your attention towards one direction. And it looks like Capitan is trying to take that fight over to Rock.
Worst case, put a guy inside the BRDM and just have him sit there.
Yep.
That's your top 3 guaranteed right now. We'll see who's going to see. It's, I believe, Benya who sat right next to it for cover.
Yeah, he's scouting.
They're going to utilize it or not, and now he gets the circle center as well.
Oh boy.
Fights will continue on the southern side. Best of luck alongside.
It's a big trade.
Yep, Sharp up on the northern side trying to make their ways on in as well. And they're still with a little bit of time left remaining, trying to pound some people on the edge.
Oh, Sharper is in a beautiful spot right now. They have time to wait because the Expendables is trying to third party onto Toyo, and it is working. They're going to lose one as Emmy will go down. Tanbu will get traded down by Thunders, and now it's down to just Clories for the Expendables. He's got Rock down his sights, will get Souls low, but doesn't get the knock. 7 kills for Rock.
Yep, Cloris is inside circle, wanting to get back now to res his teammates, but it's too difficult for him to get across that open stretch. Sharp, a smart, aggressive play on them now to go over and claim that northern side of the hill, the northern side of the circle, to send over, still with Thunders holding the back safe.
Okay, Rock still with 3 alive. Toyo down to just Capitan and Benya, but they have the high ground. They've got the BRDM. And that is saying something. Still 1 alive for All Gamers. Destroy just laying low, trying to play for late game. Best of luck. Doing the same for BB Team, but he's got a long way to go. And Sharper is still looking off in that direction. They know that there is 1 left alive. They would love to secure that point for themselves as they will take their spot on the north side of this zone.
See Benya, vehicle logo on the bottom left. He's just sat in there, goes, oh boys, I wish you would. Come at me, I dare you. As long as you don't bring a C4 or Panther, of course, then I think for now it's going to be all right. Best of luck. I mean, this is what... wait, they don't know. I was going to say they're doing this because they're waiting for Best of Luck to cross over, but now Rock spots some shots fired on the northern side, and thank you, says Thunders, because Best of Luck was able to get one, and maybe that's going to allow for Rock to push further around the north.
Somebody's got to be looking at the kill feed, and Rock, they're still looking off to the west, and looks like they're comfortable holding on to their little spot here. BL and Souls will try to continue to move around to the north, but remember, there's that last player for All Gamers, Destroy, just hiding. It looks like Sharper should be able to get this res onto Jedi. As we're down to 5 teams, 10 alive, 2 solos, a duo, and the triple from Rock and Sharper. This is still anyone's game.
Oh, yes. Definitely.
That BRDM, you got to imagine, is going to have some kind of
the later in the game.
On the end here.
The later in the game we get, the more win con that BRDM becomes. So we'll see. Benya still sat in there, of course, jumping from seat to seat, scouting, trying to be the eyes for Capitan to play it safe as Cloris now first mover, trying to flank around the western side, but Excrosid, you'd have to imagine that he's anticipating this. There's no pressure coming through from the east. They should, if they've tracked it right, know that there's still 1 All Gamers Global player up that is sat in between them and Rock. But they have to move towards the circle, and they're just a couple of meters out, but at this late stage in the game, a couple of meters can be the difference between win and death.
Sharper being very careful about how they push down here, and Destroy just on the other side of the coop.
does he underhand that or does he throw it far? Because if he throws it far, you'd have to think maybe... I mean, they were getting naded just now. Okay, he got
nice.
it. I was going to say, yeah, exactly.
Okay. Cleans up one problem.
Yep, buffer space for them. They know they now have opponents outside nade range, which is crucial. Spots them as well.
Yeah, they also spotted Rock kind of peeking around on those ridges as well, so they know not to overstep their bounds. They've got a good ridge line that they can play here. Let's see if Rock will blink first. And they'll just trade shots for the time being. Toyo perfectly content to sit here and wait for the late game. Clories as well. I mean, he's got just all the room in the world on that western side.
Clories has no reason to sweep behind because Toyo are not going to push out Rock. So Rock are really the ones with the maneuvering room right now. They should take this fight north now to SP straight up 3v3 before they're forced to look, peek over the top of the ridgeline where Toyo and Clories can see them. But I don't think they're realizing this. They're still anticipating, wait, we can't fully commit because Toyo might actually push us from behind.
Yeah, I mean...
But it doesn't look to me like they have any plans of moving whatsoever.
Ironically, the Rock kind of between a rock and a hard place here is they've got the BRDM on one side and then just a wide open push right into Sharper on the other. So center dot, Benya the closest in that BRDM. Rock laying down that smoke wall, starting to make their way in. As Clories, despite being down to a solo, is still being aggressive. And you can see Santastico, he knows there's somebody in there.
Oh, they saw Capitan as well. Capitan's been spotted behind the deployable cover. That nade could have his name written on it. Great throw from BL, able to get the knockdown damage, helping with the Dragunov as well to get the initial knock. Now one more spotted in the open. Not inside the BRDM, outside healing.
Uh-oh, Capitan. Well, down. Benya will still hide out in that BRDM waiting for the inevitable. And there you go. You see the blue zone grenades are going to fall a little bit shy here. Clories has a smoke wall, but Rock has come over at the perfect time to maybe spot out Sharper. Okay, Clories will go down in the end, but not before he got the knock on Excroza, and Biel will flush that out, say thank you very much for that extra point. 9 kills now for Rock, and they have the lion's share of the positioning here. 3 alive. If they can just clean out what's left from Sharper here, it looks like Benya is content with just hiding in the BRDM for a second.
And if you're Rock right now, I was going to say, when do you commit to just spraying that thing down? Now they do, and now it's on fire. Benya has to get out. Will be taken down as well. 10 kills for the LATAM team. Rock looking rock solid right now, but they still have 2 sharper players to deal with as well. An incredible performance from them to 0 points and back-to-back Erangel games. Let's see if Sharper can get something going here.
Here we go, peeking around those ridge lines. Rock with the blue right at their backs. Sharper the same. The smoke wall will get laid down. Santastico playing around the edge. Thunder's knocked very low, but will spot out by Souls as the push comes through. BL in Latin America will get a win here as Rock will find a victory on Rondo. We said paper thin, hey, his hot take was today that the Latin American team will find success. Well, Rock is doing just that.
I questioned their lack of aggression earlier to prevent Falcons from crossing over, but seems to me like they didn't need to at all. They swept it pretty swiftly, were able to do so, only taking 1 casualty and all that east side shenaniganry early on and claiming a win in the end of it, daring to go out, making plays. Loved the finish here from Rock.
What a tough victory that was as well, and they managed to collect a nice stack of kills to go along with that win, so that's going to put them right up at the top in the conversation with the leaders so far through 3 games. And look at Sharper. It has been it was rough sledding through Erangel, but they found their footing